Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Techkea. My name is Amazing Tolua. Today, we're going to be discussing 8 very useful Visual Studio Code extension for coders. Now, the Visual Studio is created by Microsoft, and if you're a coder and you probably like the Visual Studio actually over the years has captured a lot of programmers' attention because of its simplicity, its beauty, and its flexibility. Now, moving on to these extensions. Now, one of what these extensions actually do is that they practically make your work very nice, very simple, very cool. Now, the first one on our list is the AutoClose Tag. Now, this is made by the John Hahn. What does the AutoClose tag, just like the name implies, the AutoClose tag actually automatically close your tag while typing. For those of us who actually uses the emmet, you know that you could just type and then what happens, it brings that it kind of auto closes it, but then this auto close tag extension actually does it that once you put a tag, it brings the closure to it. Now, that's one of the very good use of this auto close tag. But if you have the emmet, a very good one on your Visual Studio Code, it's actually could do this work, but then this is actually much more precise, faster than that. Now, the second one is the Azure Functions. Now, they actually quickly create and debug. They also deploy serverless apps directly from your Visual Studio Code. As simple as that is, there actually was made by the same Microsoft that made the Visual Studio Code. Moving on to the next one, we have the Code Runner. Yeah, the Code Runner is actually just run code snippets or some files, some code files for you in on the Visual Studio, from different languages. You could get the C, the C++, PHP, many more actually, even Python. If you're a Python user, you could actually make use of this. It's very nice. It's also made by the Junhan. Actually, it's an extension that you will really love. Now, the next one is the Code Spell Checker. Now, this code spell, for those of you who actually are front enders, you know that you type different words in your paragraph and then you probably are struggling with typing the right thing. Sometimes you're focusing on actually making the HTML something nice, the CSS, and designing and maybe cascading your style sheet in a very nice way, but then you also find yourself struggling with the spellings, and you make a lot of spelling errors. And aside debugging some little bugs in your code, you go back and then what do? You find yourself doing spell checking yourself. But then we already have an extension made by Side Treat Software company. They actually made this, and it actually checks your common spelling errors while keeping the number of false positives low. Trust me, this is a very good application if you are a front ender. Now, the next one we have is debugger for Chrome. What does this do? It actually debugs your JavaScript code directly in your Chrome browser. Yeah, if you work with JavaScript, you will really love to use the Chrome browser. And the Chrome browser, it has the debug section, has a console where you could see where there are issues, if there is, and then you could actually see. We all know the use of console. You see what bugs are in there, and then how your program is run back in the so-called backyard. But then this debugger actually does work directly from your Chrome, so it's a very nice extension for the Visual Studio Code. Now, the second actually, this next one we have here is Dracula Official. Now this is simple. We all, if you've watched the Dracula movie, you're going to know that the Dracula movie is actually a night movie. It just runs down throughout the night, and Dracula only operates at night. Now this just simply is a dark theme, and it actually has a very beautiful style, making your Visual Studio Code very, very attractive, even with the dark theme. We all know that people uses, if you're a programmer, you probably are in love with the dark theme, and the dark theme is really nice, but then when you use the dark theme on some apps, you just discover that some parts are really, really shady. But then this Dracula official actually makes your Visual Studio Code very, very, very attractive to you as a person, even while using the dark theme. Now the next one we have here is the Git Lens. As the name implies, it actually supercharges the Git capabilities built into your Visual Studio Code. If you're a coder, if you're a programmer, you probably use the GitHub. It just simply works directly with the Git, and it's really makes your programming a little bit much more easier. Now it's actually visualize code auto ship at a very at a glance, and then it explores the Git repositories. This is just for those who actually use the Git. If you don't use the Git, you don't need this. Now the last one that we have here is one of my favorites. It's actually the icon fonts. It's actually snippets for popular icon fonts, such as Font Awesome, the Ionicons, and then many more. Actually, it does one major thing: beauty. This extension actually connotes beauty. It just makes everything beautiful. You know, it's just the normal snippet for popular icon fonts. Now I know if you even the Google, yeah, even Google fonts, it actually work with it. It's really nice. If you are working with front, this is basically for front enders. If you are a front ender, you should get this. Thank you very much. This is Techkea. If you've not subscribed, I think we're gonna we post 2 new videos every single day. 2 new videos. So if you're a coder, you're a tech lover, you're a programmer, please do subscribe on this channel, or follow our Instagram and our Twitter pages respectively. Thank you very much.